When we think of emergency medical response, the mind immediately goes to the physical, blaring sirens cutting through city traffic at 2 a.m. But driving that physical chaos is an invisible, tightly regulated layer of digital operations. For students entering the 2-year post-matriculation training program in allied health sciences, mastering the physical response is only half the equation. The preface of your reading material outlines a specific mandate. It is designed to provide basic education, a baseline proficiency, required for modern paramedics. The text connects two concepts that historically sat in separate silos: applied computer sciences and patient safety. Here they are presented as a single integrated protocol. Clinical skills rely on the data systems that govern them. If a responder cannot navigate these systems, their medical interventions risk becoming isolated from the healthcare chain, increasing the probability of systemic error. You have exactly 24 months. The post-matriculation window is a strict temporal constraint where raw students must be forged into competent healthcare professionals. The preface cites basic education, but basic does not mean simple, it means structurally essential. It is the load-bearing groundwork without which advanced techniques fail. To build that groundwork, the curriculum forces a dual focus. You must absorb the physiological realities of the human body while simultaneously learning the architecture of clinical computing. The mechanism connecting these two domains is patient safety. It is the practical bridge that translates theoretical keystrokes and data entry into tangible, life-saving interventions on the street. Mastering this material is not an administrative checkbox for graduation. It is the first necessary step in systematic clinical error reduction. We can visualize the Allied Health Competency Matrix starting from the bottom up, resting on a foundational block labeled Theoretical Knowledge. This baseline bears the structural load of your education, expanding horizontally to encompass a massive base of systemic understanding. Bypassing this academic stage and jumping straight into practical application results in dangerous procedural drift. Errors multiply when actions are memorized rather than structurally understood. If a digital telemetry system crashes during a mass casualty event, a paramedic with deep theoretical knowledge can manualize the process. It's a critical failsafe. Built directly on this foundation are two specific pillars: applied computer science and patient safety. Navigating triage algorithms and secure data populates the first. Calculating dosages and monitoring vitals fills the second. They are heavily cross-braced. Physical safety degrades if digital protocols fail. Digital proficiency acts as an invisible, structural guardrail for every physical patient intervention you perform. The ultimate objective sits at the very top: practical field efficacy. A direct path maps from foundational theory, through the pillars, into field application. Execution on the ground then feeds directly back into the foundation, updating your theoretical baseline. Applied computing enables a paramedic to package critical patient data, transmit it instantly, and ensure an error-free ER handoff. The matrix is complete. You can see how an academic text operates as a direct engineering tool, designed to build a safer physical environment. Zooming out, this matrix embeds inside a massive network diagram of the regional healthcare infrastructure. The paramedic occupies a central node, acting as the critical data gateway. The data you enter radiates outward, flowing from your terminal to receiving hospitals, trauma teams, and pharmacy databases. If the primary gateway inputs flawed data because the paramedic lacks the basic digital education outlined in the preface, that error propagates. It introduces a cascading systemic risk that compromises care long after the patient has left your stretcher. Patient safety is no longer confined to the sterile field in the back of an ambulance. It extends permanently into the data chain. This is day one of your 2-year post-matriculation program. Graduation requires dual mastery: clinical excellence on the ground paired with rigorous digital proficiency. Mastering the basic theories in this specific reading material equips you with the required logic to navigate the complex, high-stakes digital systems you will operate throughout your career. The text makes a clear promise: to support you through the friction of academic testing and to anchor you during chaotic practical deployments. Treat the following chapters as foundational protocols for advanced life support. The data management techniques described here are as vital to the patient's outcome as any medication you will carry in the field.